of our daily newspapers. My name is Mary Onaife Debbie, and we are broadcasting live and direct right now from number 42 Murtala Mohammed International Airport Road. That's where we are broadcasting from. And we are also on social media. You can follow us on VOP903 on Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook. We're streaming live right now on our website. You can go there and watch us wherever you are in the world. It's at www.thevoiceofthepeople.ng. We are also on YouTube. Broadcasting live too on YouTube. Join our community there on YouTube. It's Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We have various newspapers right here this morning. I'm going to be giving you the headlines from The Punch, from This Day newspaper, from The Sun, from Daily Thrust, and from The Vanguard. And after that, we'll get into some of the hot topics this morning. Now, we begin this morning with the Punch newspaper. I have quite a number of headlines here from the Punch. The first one says 5 killed in Ifeanyi Uba's convoy attack. Police. That's the first headline. 5 killed in Ifeanyi Uba's convoy attack. Ekweremadu's detained 82 days. Daughter's sick kidney donor. Ekweremadu detained 82 days. Doctor sick kidney donor. Okay, that's a very sad story. Saw it trending on Twitter yesterday. Also from the Punch this morning, strike protesting students to block Lagos Ibadan Expressway on Tuesday. That is today. Going to be a protest by students to block Lagos Ibadan Expressway today. For other stories from the Punch, King Charles addresses Parliament. Queen Elizabeth rights continue. Improving judges' welfare our priority, says Malami. I'm still giving you headlines from the Punch newspaper. Amechi attracted no project to Rivers as minister, says Wike. Now to the Vanguard this morning. We have a headline here: insecurity reaching boiling point. Fulani professional tells Buhari. Okay, and from the Vanguard also, 2 men drown as floods wreak havoc in Lagos. 9 women rescued from sinking building. The story is on the Vanguard. Civilian JTF kills 9 terrorists, arrests 5 in Castina. And from the Vanguard, Oshibanjo to represent Buhari at Kenya's presidential inauguration. Job losses, withdrawals from pension saving rises 17 to 6%. That story is on the Vanguard newspaper. Job losses, withdrawals from pension savings rise 17 to 6.6 billion naira. The full story is on the point. Now to the Sun newspaper this morning, 2023. It's nobody's turn, says Peter Obi. That is the headline from the Sun this morning. Akeredolu begs Christians over Muslim ticket. Interesting. Akeredolu begs Christian over Muslim ticket. ASU strike, federal government suit against lecturers shift to September 16th. Now to the Daily Thrust this morning. Ignorance, food restrictions, and taboo fueling malnutrition in Nigeria, says federal government. That story is on the Daily Thrust. 2023 will send Atiku to his retirement home in Dubai, says Shetima. Now to This Day newspaper. Buhari says here, Buhari, despite our challenges, other nations still believes in Nigeria's potentials. That's the headline from this day newspaper. The Economist: Nigeria missing out on rare global oil boom opportunity. That's from this day newspaper also. And finally, from this day, federal government eyes 4 billion naira annually from cashew export. Now, these are your headlines this morning. Just pick up a copy of the newspapers and read in details some of the stories in the news this morning. We are going to discuss some hot topics here from the headlines I've given to you this morning when we return from the break. But we have Obed Awowede in the studio with me this morning. He just walked in. Good to have him here. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you. There's the traffic.
Great, good to have you. And Rufa Hussaini hopefully will be joining us via the phone to discuss some of the hot topics. And later on, we'll open the phone lines for you to join the conversation. So we have to pay some bills, and when we return, the conversation will be heated up. We are the voice of the people, voice of Lagos, 90.3 FM.
Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Line Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender guitars, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less.
If you're looking for a place to relax and find comfort, the right place to be is the Golden Tulip Essential Hotel. At the Golden Tulip Essential Hotel, we offer excellent services to our clients and customers. We serve high-quality wines at our restaurant and bar, while our continental dish is second to none. At the Golden Tulip Essential Hotel, located on 42 Muritala Mohammed International Airport Road, our rooms are in conformity with international standard and best practices. We accord priority to security for all our guests. Breakfast is free.
That's how I do.
Yay! And we have standard facilities for your seminar and training. For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-7003-333.
Ice on my neck, ice on my wrist, you know. That's how I do.
Morning to you. This is Voice of the People 90.3 FM, and you are listening to the front page review of our dailies this morning. My name is Mary Onaife Edebi. We have Rufai Hussaini on the line with us this morning. Good morning to you.
Morning, Mary. Morning.
Okay, good to have you join us today. We're grateful.
Pleasure.
Okay, now we have lots of interesting stories right here this morning. I will just start with this one. Yesterday, it was trending on Twitter, trending so much that a lot of people were talking about it. From the Vanguard newspaper, it says Peter Obi is planning to fake his assassination attempt, Keyamo alleges. The official spokesperson for the ruling All Progressive Congress Campaign Council, Festus Keyamo, has alleged that the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, was planning to stage manage a fake assassination attempt on himself. Keyamo, who made the claims in a statement issued in Abuja on Monday, alleged that Peter Obi planned to fake his own assassination attempt with hired supporters dressed in APC caps and T-shirts to attack some of his party's secretariat. He's giving a vivid description on how it's going to happen, like he has the information. Although he has gotten a lot of knocks from people on Twitter and different social media platforms. What is your comment on this?
So when the story broke, I had to investigate the story a bit further yesterday. At first, I condemn, and for the sake of, clarity, I condemn any form of assassination for any presidential candidate. We don't need that in Nigeria. We should not inflame tensions. Politics and electioneering should be a festival of great ideas, not assassinations, attempts, and politicking and threats and things like that. Also, I would like to take our time to say, Festus Keyamo has no right to say what he has said without providing evidence. And if he's got evidence that Peter Obi is trying to fake an assassination attempt, he should go and report to the police. And this should be escalated. Because a man cannot show a certain message that was sent to him in a gathering, and then you come out and say he's trying to take his own life. When we play politics, we must be reasonable, we must be rational, and we must also care for other competitors. Rather, when you look across board, it's not a do-or-die matter. But the sad reality in Nigeria is that it's a do-or-die matter. I've tried to reach out across board and investigate further.
Yeah.
And finally, when the story broke, I was able to reach Peter Obi yesterday. And he narrated his own side of the story. The side of the story, he said, was that he was having a conversation with a group of people, and he was talking about the politicking season and all of that, and the threat he received, and he showed them that message on his phone. And he said that was not the only thing I said, but people cut it out and they put it out there. If there are threats across board, and people in the media and public space normally get this, you will get all sorts of threats. I can say for free, I'm one of the most abused journalists in this country. I get trolled every day. Thousands of people get trolled. And half the time when you see my name trending, you know it's an abuse by a certain political camp. But I care less, because objectivity has to be the order of the day. And when matters get out of hand, appropriate report. Mr. Peter Obi, we condemn that by our campaign, but we want you also to take it further and report it to the police authority. There are many times I have been sent all sorts of messages and I report them to the appropriate quarters. So we should not play politics of, this person wants to, nobody will deliberately want to assassinate themselves to score any cheap point. We shouldn't do that. We should play clean politics and face the issues. And in all of this, you know what annoys me the most is that if Peter Obi and Tinubu campaign camp and Kwan Kasu and Atiku Abubakar were arguing about how to reduce Nigerian debt and it was trending, I'll be happy. But it's always about the non-issues that they will be arguing about, that will be trending, and people will be saying all sorts. And Festus Keyamo has you expect more from a federal minister rather than brickbat and all sorts of unproven things. And he's a federal minister. If he knows that everybody is making a campaign assassination, he should go out there and report to the appropriate quarters, let the police investigate. We must keep this campaign clean for the benefit of Nigerians, because the issues are so much and they're swarming us. So is this the kind of campaign they want to run from the 28th of September? Hey, you lied that you want to assassinate yourself. You didn't lie that you want to assassinate. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. We must keep it clean. When a man said he's been threatened assassination, what I expect the opposition political camp to do is to say, we condemn that. We don't want any bloodshed in this campaign. We also like to call on the police authorities to investigate. Not now saying that a man is faking his own assassination attempt. And for the sake of balance, I remember when the pirates were singing that song that I totally condemned against the candidature of the APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu, saying a Milo call, and they were casting a sort of health aspersion. For a whole week, I came out and I constantly condemned it, because you don't have the right to sing disparaging songs against people and saying, okay, because of their medical health. No. If they have medical issues, anybody can fall sick. But I would also insist that presidential candidates should declare their health status so we know what we are dealing with in this country. And that's for the sake of balance. Let's keep this campaign clean and issue-based, please.
Okay. Great. Another story here, still talking about Mr. Peter B, is in the headlines this morning. He's saying that it is nobody's turn. Peter B has said next year's presidential election is not based on religion or ethnicity. Hence, it's nobody's turn. He was speaking at the Labour's party leadership retreat. That's one story. Another one is Senator Kashim Shettima, the All Progressive Congress APC vice presidential candidate. He has described Atiku Abubakar, the People's Democratic Party presidential candidate, as a political tourist who comes to the country only when there is an election and returns to Dubai to relax thereafter. So they are going to send him back to Dubai. That's a story, Obed, you're going to comment on.
Okay.
Yes, comment on it quickly before we move to the other story.
Yes, on the Shetima statement, you expect that in politics. They're going to make all the kind of statements and the rest of them. All of them, they all travel abroad. They all have Oasis abroad. They all go there for holidays. That's where they eventually live. Yes. They don't live here. So we expect more of that to come. On Peter Obi's own, I think the point is making is a direct jab at Asiwaju, of course. You know that Asiwaju has laid claim to the presidency. In the mix of all this, also an ethnic issue that also came out yesterday when I think it was Keamu who was talking about Obi and Labour Party weaponing ethnicity, against this. I think from that clip that Peter Obi did, where he said they were saying Yorubas were saying that if you don't vote, that they should go. That is trying to develop the eastern port so that there will be business in Lagos and the rest of them. So, but the point to note is that the first person who weaponed ethnicity in this presidential contest is Asiwaju himself, and he did that at the Alakes Palace. When he went, and he said it very, Asiwaju has not talked about Saturn presidency. He said it clearly that it's the turn of the Yorubas. And when it comes to the Yoruba, Emi Lokon, it is my turn. Yes. So all this Emi Lokon, Obi Lokon, Ibo Lokon, and the rest of them is something that Asiwaju started. So all this idea of trying to cast one group as if is the source of all the ethnicity campaign and the rest of them is really not something that we should look at. But the important thing is to keep telling them, like first said, that look, all these are distractions. What are you going? We have very serious problems in this country. For 7 years, for 7 months running, students are at home. Public school students running to millions of those students at home. Schools have been shut down. We have the economy in a terrible state. We have unemployment. We have so many issues. What are you going to do? Forget about. Don't tell us that somebody wants to kill somebody. Somebody's going to plan assassination. Somebody's going to set up anybody. Face the issues. That is what we need to see.
Now, another story here. It's the Ondo State Governor, Rotimi Akeredolu, has apologized to Christian cleric over the Muslim presidential ticket of the All Progressive Congress. In a statement on Monday, the governor also appealed to them to help talk to their followers about the need to forgive and give the party a chance. If the Muslim ticket is not so important, why is the Ondo State Governor, Rotimi Akeredolu, apologizing to Christian, Rufai?
Because he's a politician and his political party wants to get votes. And political parties will do anything to get votes. And that's why I'm not surprised the apology is coming. Because they've also tried to argue it and they see that it doesn't make sense in a very polarized country along religious lines. And you see, part of the argument they have made is that Nigeria is not polarized along religious lines. And I look at them and I laugh so hard. Nigeria is indeed polarized. If Nigeria is not polarized, why is it that the killers of Deborah has not been brought to book till date? And I keep mentioning that young girl's, one woman's case, because she died just for nothing. And those that were first arrested have been let go, because they said, they were not the real killers. So who are the real killers? Case closed. She died. She died. So if he's begging, yes, but it behoves on the people to make their own decision. And like I said before, they should stop begging. Let Nigerians make their own decision. And let's focus on the issue. Maybe there's a Muslim together is not an issue. Let's focus on the issue. What are their solutions? And I want to hear when they present to the LCCI. I think I hear Atiku Abubakar will speak today, Peter B will speak tomorrow, and they are going to have another. I think Tinubu should speak the next day at LCCI. I don't know how they're going to speak, and Kwankasu and the like. They all present their economic, and let's see what they want to do. Let's start interrogating their policy. I saw one document yesterday. It was said to be released by Atiku. I've not been able to verify Atiku Abubakar on the economy.
Yes.
And when I saw all his plans, I looked at it and I kept on saying, how? They should not just write headline plans for us. They should also tell us the detail of those plans. Take, for instance, I was hearing, I think, 7 to 10,000 megawatts. I kept on putting and pressing in front of it. How? Stimulate the private sector, break the monopoly. How? What are the governmental reforms? Because we all know that you need to break that. You need to break what's it called, the government bureaucracy. Government is the greatest addition to cost of doing business in Nigeria. Do you know how much you pay in bribes and unaccounted fee and multiple taxation? Do you know how that is stifling small business and government is not even providing government utility? When you check the amount you pay in bribe to government sector as a business owner in this country, the money that you can't even write and that you have to be bribed at the back, you see that there's a big problem. And the corruption is pervasive everywhere. In fact, a school head was complaining to me yesterday that some members of WIAC came for investigation and they have to pay them bribes. Can you imagine the country we live in?
My goodness.
Examination that people are supposed to do to advance to the next level. WIAC will come to inspect your school and they will pay them bribes. And when I heard that, I said I'm going to say it on the air today and I'm going to call WIAC to order. The people they send out to go and look at private schools and everything, stop collecting bribe from these schools. It doesn't make you give quality out. So let us interrogate all these plans effectively and do what is right for the people. But let's not forget the fact that religion does matter in politics.
Okay.
And for those that are saying, what is it called? Milocon, it's not your turn. When will it be the turn of Nigerians that are suffering? When will it be the turn of Nigerians that are throwing short puts, that have no toilet in Ajegule, that have no toilet in Owuroshoki, that are throwing short puts when they go to toilet? When will it be the turn of those Nigerians that are suffering in Ojuelegba? When will it be the turn of Nigerians that are staying on Ojuorin, that they are suffering? When will it be the turn of Nigeria? This 2023 election, Nigeria will come. Nigerians will come.
But
not anybody.
And even those in Lekki right now, you saw the rain that fell,
yes,
and you saw what happened. The rich are also crying. So
let me tell you something. Those that are paying 3 million, 5 million rent in Lekki that they can't drink water from their tap, that is pure water they are using to bath. When will it be the turn of those people? Because there's no water, there's no groundwater. And when it rains, their home floods, and they are in Lekki highbrow area. We deceive ourselves too much. Lekki and VI. I live on the island. You are living in flood.
Now, another interesting story here this morning is concerning the ASU strike. It says here with the headlines from the Punch: strike, protesting students to block Lagos-Ibadan Expressway on Tuesday. The National Association of Nigerian Students, Southwest Zone, on Monday said it would commence protests on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway Shagamu interchange over the ongoing strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities. Obed, do you think this will in any way do anything to what is going on with ASU?
It's not whether it will do anything. It's actually what people who have been affected are actually doing. That is to make government understand that they are suffering and they want government to act.
Will government understand? Will government understand?
We've always said that the government is insensitive to a lot of. We've had the NLC's 1-day strike that was organized around the country. There were rallies everywhere. The government doesn't just care. But the thing is that people still have to make that action on a regular basis, and students particularly. In those days, NAS used to be a very powerful association of students, but now you're having fathers and the rest of them as NAS presidents and they're least concerned. The former NAS president, for instance, the one who just left, Ashefo, I think last week he was declaring support for Asiwaju. Oh yes, he came last week and declared that he's going to back, and this NAS president under an APC government that assured that school for close to 7 months. So you see, these actions have to keep coming on, not just NAS, civil society, labor, and the rest of them. But then you actually expect government to actually reach out to a higher sense of service, sense of duty. That look, you actually have a duty to keep schools open and do everything you need to do to make sure that lecturers go back to work and students are able to go back to the school. The government hasn't done that. It's not thinking about that. It's in court already. And we know that court processes last a long time. The National Industrial Court, for instance, that they've gone to, is a court of first instance. So if the case finishes at that point and they are not satisfied, they go to appeal court. If it goes, they go further to Supreme Court. So you ask yourself, at what time or what is the timeline for this strike to end from the government perspective? They are not communicating at all.
Interesting story there. Another headline before we open the phone lines. We just have to take this one. It's from the Vanguard. It said job losses, withdrawals from pension savings rise 17% to 6.6 billion naira. Following the hardship occasioned by the loss of job, a cash withdrawal by SAC workers from their pension contribution jumped by 17.5% to 6.65 billion naira in the second quarter of 2022. The second quarter from a 5.66 billion recorded in the corresponding period of 2021. When I saw this headline, I said it was expected that people would start going back to their pension contribution to go and withdraw money because there is hardship in the land. Rufa Hussaini.
My first response will be before Uncle Mary. When people don't have money, where would they go to? They go to their pension.
Pension you're supposed to keep for yourself.
So for all of those arguing blindly that the economy is working so well for people, I'm sure that's your answer. If withdrawals can increase 17% from people's pension funds, it shows that the economy is not working. People are not getting new jobs. People are running out. Is it that there are jobs in the economy? Yes. But are they well paying enough? No. That's why people are looking for alternatives. So what will government do? Government should incentivize businesses at this point in time. And it should fight its own internal bureaucracy and corruption that leads to businesses running away. Why is it that Nigeria still ranks very low on ease of doing business, despite the fact that we've risen up to some numbers? It's because largely of government bureaucracy. Try to open a business in Nigeria and see what you go through. Try to see how the tax authority fights you and all sorts. So until governments understand that they are in the business of making businesses stay in Nigeria and they are also in the business of incentivizing the economy, then they will not grow. See, Mary, America collects 4.5 trillion in taxes. You know why they can collect 4.5 trillion in taxes? It's because the economy is big. The economy grows. America's economy is about 21 trillion now. Collect 4.5 trillion in taxes. You can do the numbers as regards tax to GDP ratio. The tax to GDP ratio in Nigeria is 6%. Why is the case? Government bureaucracy. It's not that even people don't even pay the tax, but most of the money they're supposed to pay in taxes to government, I'm sure even goes away in corruption. So these are the problems on ground. And we keep telling them, make this economy bigger. If it's bigger, there are more businesses. Ease of doing business is better. I assure you, Nigeria will leap. Nigeria has great potential, and I say it every day. Nigeria has the capacity to be able to do about $100 billion in tax revenue if it grows its economy and increases the size of the economy and welcomes businesses. It is possible. Countries like Spain are doing over 600 billion in revenue to the governmental revenue, which is largely dominated by taxes. The UK now is stopping £1 trillion sterling in governmental revenue because the economy is big. They are aligned business. That's why do you see that they were giving furlough scheme to businesses during COVID? Because they don't want the businesses to die. Because they know once COVID is over, businesses bounce back. They'll be able to collect more tax and revenue. And most of the money they gave to business, you can see they are willing to repeat back as things have become better and COVID is over. And COVID is getting over because it's not totally over. Let's not deceive ourselves. Yeah. So that will drive governmental revenue. So the new president of Nigeria needs to think, open your brain and look at the issues. And let's stop focusing on the yege matter.
Talking about the issues, we're going to open the phone lines now in a bit. Talking about the issues and Nigeria's challenges, we have our President Buhari saying this morning from This Day newspaper. I said, despite our challenges, other nations still believes in Nigeria's potential. He was saying
that's true. I support it.
He was saying this while he was congratulating Fayemi on the election as African's region's leader.
No, but Mary, me, I'm a factor of that. I totally support what President Buhari said this morning. That despite our challenges, other nations still look big at us and they see potential. But other nations are confused that with the kind of potential Nigeria has, he's not living up to his responsibility. You know, Nigeria is a country that's supposed to be boxing in the heavyweight level, but it's boxing in the welterweight. And that's why we must show up potential. Once we show up potential and leadership reigns supreme, everything will fall in line. So I totally agree with President Buhari. Other nations know our potential. Nigeria has the capacity to be the greatest country on earth. I tell people, if Nigeria gets its act together, Nigeria can be a world power.
Thank you.
And I'm not missing words when I say that.
Thank you, Rufai. We have to open the phone lines now. Have a great day. Yeah, have a great day. We have to open the phone lines now. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call this morning to be part of the program and join the conversation. You've heard different headlines from various newspapers. What is your take on some of the stories, the hot topics this morning? Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, my sister. How are you?
We're fine. You're a first caller today. Good morning, John.
Yeah. Good morning, my sister.
Yes.
The truth is that Atiku traveling to Dubai. What is he doing in Dubai? What kind of business is he doing in Dubai? Every time he flies to Dubai, and when election comes, he now fly down to Nigeria. Then when he becomes president of Nigeria, he now be in Dubai ruling us. Like our president is in London. When he is sick, he will rule us in Nigeria. So all these things these people are weak. We need strong men who can stand in this country, who can know what is happening in this country. Not the people that have carried our money in Nigeria, go outside the country and build Dubai. You know how Dubai was before. Dubai was a desert. It is our money. Our hard money they used from Nigeria to go and build Dubai, and that is where they are now living. And the place that the people would have planned very well. That why can't they plan Nigeria like that and live in this country? The one that buy a bulletproof for himself and left our soldiers to die. That is how Nigeria is. If the Nigerian military and army police will protect them and die on top of them. And a minister, it all this doesn't happen in foreign countries. It doesn't happen. How can he buy a bulletproof for himself and left our military with open van? And now they are dead. And now he's living. And they are still celebrating him. They're supposed to hold that man responsible. All this is not supposed to happen in this country. We are losing people every day. People are dying in hunger. The people that are killing them are still moving with them. So all this is are nonsense. It doesn't happen in a good country. Thank you this morning.
Thank you so much, John Legend. Right now, we are streaming on YouTube. You can go watch us live and leave a comment there. Join the conversation. It's Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Mary. How are you?
We're doing great this morning. Thank you for calling us.
That's fine. Robert and our brother over there, I greet you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, bro.
Yeah, my name is Peter Monse from Shomolu. I think the APC is saying that, Shetima, let me be specific, saying that we send Atiku Abubakar to his retirement home in Dubai. His own principal doesn't have a retirement home in London and in France. What if this man Okowa now said he's going to send Tinubu back to London to go and lie down there and sleep there? I hope he will not feel offended. All of them have shown us that they are not interested in Nigeria. They just come here and run election and get the money and go and develop another country and stay there. As far as I am concerned, the both of them are birds of the same feathers. They flock to. Tinubu doesn't have interest in the workability of the health system in Nigeria because he has his own permanent bed and his own permanent home in London and in France. So they are all the same thing. And then on the statement of Keyamo, in the first place, if I may ask, is it right for a serving federal minister to combine the ministerial work with being a spokesperson for a political person? I mean, is it right, would that not amount to division of interest? And then the statement that he made, for me, I think Keyamo should be arrested and investigated. Why is he saying that? And then, in the first place, why is she not concentrating on what Peter Obi talked about as a loving Nigerian, as a peaceful politician, like our brother has said, called for investigation, and now he's trying to rubbish that investigation. If something happened now, and I have the right to say, no, hold that man responsible, because he didn't allow the thing to take the due process of investigation. Will I not be right to say that? Unfortunately, they say the love of money is the root of all evil. And that's what has happened to Kiyamo now. I'm so disappointed in this man that used to be the voice of the people before. But now, because of money, Kiyamo has decided to close his eyes, to close his mind, and take up a different clothing entirely and behave like a wolf. That is very, very unfortunate. And finally, I want to close it this way. Yes. The students that are talking about them, is this student now closing the Gossip by the Expressway? Yes. Because of this. I think for me, that has been long overdue. The students should have taken position. The student in those days, all this dilly-dallying, all this shuffling of legs would not have happened. They would have taken a decision that would have made the federal government to sit up. See, Nigerians, please, APC should not kill the potential that Buhari is facing now because of FINE. We have Nigerians, we have Gosobojiwela, we have Akiumi, we have the race. Nigerians individually are potential that the world is looking to tap in. But unfortunately, the leadership, especially under APC and Buhari, sorry, it has been a disaster. And God will deliver us from their hand come 2023. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Peter Mose, for your contribution this morning. You are listening to the front page review of our newspapers. That is the show right now on the radio. Hello, good morning to you.
Mary.
Good morning,
Good morning, my brother.
Bye. Good morning to you. Where are you? Yeah, politics. This type of politics. We have all kind of story, all kind of tone, all kind of salvo from left to right. And the politicians, we Nigerians, most scholars, we all the same thing. Yeah. Including myself. Look, what Shetima said, the last speaker expanded on that. He talked about Tinubu, but he condemned Kiyamo. He himself is part of them, because if he condemned what Kiyamo said, and he liked what Shetima said, he condemned what Shetima said. Look, we all the same thing. We all, it's all about our interest. If you have affiliated to one candidate, you support that and you condemn others. Look, we all need to just focus on how to build Nigerians, how to ask politicians questions. Everybody has his own candidate, okay? We have our candidate, but that should not take us away from the truth. What can we do in our community? All these politicians, to me, I see them as one. Okay? They are one, they have full room to the other. You could be in this party today, be in that political party tomorrow. But as a Nigerian, if ever one of these people emerge, what are we going to do? Because I love this candidate. If this candidate is supported, I'm disappointed by this candidate. What can I do? So that's it. So that's the issue now. On Wike issue, I love what Wike said, but at the same time, it is politics. It is politics. To me, Atiku, we all know that most of them are not interested in developing this country. But as a Nigerian, if the politicians disappoint us, must we disappoint ourselves? Let's get ourselves together and speak one voice and how to hold whoever emerges accountable. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you, Ambassador, for your contribution. Talking about Wike, he's in the news this morning, but we didn't really discuss the story. He said Amechi attracted no project to River State. That is what he said, and there are details of that. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning to you.
Very good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great this morning. Welcome to the program.
Happy New Week to you. Obed, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, sir.
And Rufai, if you are hearing me from this side, though, yeah, you have Comrade Apan on the line.
Welcome, Comrade.
When you were analyzing the statement of Festus Kiyamo, at home this morning, I've not gone out yet, maybe later, I was like asking myself, what is Kiyamo trying to tell Nigerians or the whole world that is listening to him? Is he going to tell us that, or what he said is if Obi is attacked tomorrow, like Senator Ifani Oba, so the public will say, oh, Kiamo actually said that he's going to fake, attackers to attack him. Is that what he wants us to believe? We are not fools, so because one, Obi has gathered so far so much huge popularity. Maybe some people are threatened somewhere. A lot of people are scared of Obi. But let me also warn as a Nigerian, like other true patriotic Nigerians, politics should not be a game that you want to plot and snub the life of another person. So you should be very careful. He now is, I'm talking to Kiamo. If anything should happen to Peter Obi tomorrow, Kiamo, nobody will believe that Kiamo said he's going to fake his own attack. They will believe it is the reigning government. I think by now, IG should have invited Kiamo to come and explain and produce facts, and also invite Obi. Is it true that you fake your own attackers so that you put Nigeria, a country, or the government into problem? So, I mean, he should be invited. IG should not keep quiet so that Kiamo should go and maybe when Obi was planning, he was there, or his surrogate was there. So he should make Nigerians to know what actually happened. But to summarize if on a platter of gold, you just say it so that if it happens, people will not believe that it is, government or some people else. I think Kiamo is deceiving himself. Obi should be protected like any other politician. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Comrade Akpam. That is a different angle that I didn't look at it from, because Ifeanyi Uba was recently attacked, almost assassinated, and with this speech that Kiamo gave, is he insinuating something? Hello, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. How's Lagos today?
We're doing great. Where are you calling us from? So that you're asking about Lagos.
My name is Peter. I'm calling you from Kano.
Oh, well.
Yeah, good morning, Obed. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yeah, okay. I just want to add my voice on this ASU strike team. Since the thing has decided to go to court, it means that no more negotiation. Is that what government is saying? You understand? In diplomacy, I know that you shake with the right hand and still hold the stone with the left hand. If this is the approach that government want to do, especially in Nigeria, I don't know if that's really going to work, because already you are dealing with intellectuals. You are not dealing with roadside guys. These are people that know their right. And if you know one thing that has been trampled upon in this country over the years has been right of people. You understand? So when people are clamoring and agitating for something, you need to sit down on round table. This is democracy. It is our commonwealth. You understand? We all belong to it. Federal government is not HR. HR in an organization where it's like you are their mercy. It is all our money. We are all shareholders. We are all stakeholders. You understand? Yeah. This is a national emergency for me. And the fact is that if you look at the university system, I've been waiting for government to come up with approaches to say, okay, how do we solve this problem? Because in fact, there's no conversation, constructive from the side of government. And what I mean is this: for instance, if you go to a university, you discover that the way I've seen it of recent is like you have more non-academic staff than even the teachers themselves, which we call the lecturers. You understand? Sometimes it is ratio of 3 or 4 to 1 lecturer. Now, sometimes I met one of my prof the other one time, and when I entered the office, I saw about 3 cleaners. I saw messengers. I saw secretaries. I said, is this not too much? It's not like this in other part of the world. So the government is spending so much, not even on the teachers themselves, which I call the lecturers. You understand? So it's like a civil service. Some of them, in fact, you just wonder why you have a very high workforce in the universities. You understand? Because it's supposed to be more of the lecturers. You understand? But you see more of non-academic staff. If you look at their bid, it's so high. So, and if government is okay, fine, we want to create jobs, it's a way of creating jobs for other people, but that is not how it's happening in other countries. Go to a private university in Nigeria. See how many non-academic staff they have. There are very few. One secretary can even be a secretary to all about 5 prof. You understand? A prof can type himself. You understand? A lecturer can type it and send it to a central printer. You understand? So when you have so much of this workforce in the university environment, it becomes very difficult for government to be able to maintain. Now, if they say, okay, they want to...
Mr. Peter, I have to cut you short so that we can take other calls. But your points are very valid this morning. Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for calling, Peter from Cannes. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. You are listening to the Front Page Review on radio, giving you some of the headlines from various newspapers in Nigeria. In case you're just tuning in, you haven't missed so much, you can join the conversation and be part of the program. We have discussed various topics this morning. Before we went for that call, okay, there is another call. Okay, I'll take the call before I go to the Amechi story. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Frank.
Yes. Please, what I'm trying to say is this.
Yes.
About this ASO strike. You know, this thing has been lingering for a long time now. And before this ASO strike, the Northern has said they don't want Southern education. And we people should see it in that way. They don't want the ASO to start again, so that the Southerners will not gain from the ASO or from it, to end that very university of 18. Because why did they go to court to sue ASO? When are they going to finish this court of issue? They are settling down 2023. Okay, from now to that time, do you think that they will finish this thing in court? So that our children will still be in the house doing nothing. Okay, on the Kiamo issue.
Yes.
Kiamo is a person I know that you took as against government. Now, I think it's the money that he earned from them that is making him to talk anyhow. He talks anyhow. It's because the money he has on his own bank account is more than his age. That's what I can say of that. Yes. And coming to the other thing that happened to what Obi said, I'm telling you, in this country, if anything should happen to Obi this time around, I don't think that the Jews can take it lightly. So let them investigate and see what he's shouting, what he's complaining, whether it's true or not. That is what I'm trying to say this morning. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. We appreciate your contribution. Now to the weekend story. Let's talk about it a little bit. It has the headlines here that, okay, I'll read a bit of it before I go to the headlines. The Rivers State Governor, Nyesom Wike, on Monday said his predecessor, Rotimi Amechi, did not attract any meaningful project to the state as Minister of Transportation, describing his tenure as a total failure. Wike said this while reacting to Amechi's comments that the Rivers State government refused to give the state burial to a late chief, Alabo Graham Douglas, that was laid to rest last weekend. This is the story this morning, yes. Because we usually talk about Wike almost every now and then.
There are two angles. Okay, you want to take the call? Okay.
Okay, we'll take the call before we get your opinion on this. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, what's your name and where are you calling us from this morning?
My name is Thank God. I'm calling from Awowede.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Thank God.
In fact, I don't want to say all these things we are talking. In fact, I'm not happy with what is going on in Nigeria. Our leaders are very, very. In fact, I don't know what we used to qualify them. Look at for more than 6 months, our children are at home. They're not going to school. Why? Our leaders are different. I don't know. This country is turning out. I don't know. Now.
Okay. Maybe you should call us back. I can see that your heart is a bit heavy concerning the situation of things. Imagine reading the news this morning and seeing that people are eating their pensions now, going back, rose to 17%.
They're eating their future. You know, as I said,
eating their future. That's what it is.
You know, I said yesterday that you cannot survive a 1 month strike because what are you going to feed on? People don't have savings anymore. So for 7 months, that's why you find suicides and problems and the rest. But let me come to this wicked case.
Yes.
You know, Alabama Graham Douglas was a 4-time minister, right from Bangladesh time, Minister of Sports, Aviation, to Obasanjo's time, 4-time. And in the PDP primary in 1998, he was a contestant against Obasanjo for the. So it's a high-level political figure from Rivers State. When they did the funeral over the weekend, Amechi was there. The governor of Bayelsa State was there, and they had some functionaries, but there was no Rivers State official at all. So that's where Amechi came and said, look at him, this man is not even a very good man, and so on and so forth. But this whole thing is steeped in the politics of Rivers State from 2014 when they had the crisis, and Amechi went to APC. Alaba is a PDP man. Wike was angry with him that why should he be supporting Amechi? He said, well, Amechi is leader of the party in the state, and so he will support him. So the brickbats between Wike and Amechi have been going to and fro. This man has not worked. Truly, you go to Rivers State, he was Minister of Transportation. What has he been able to do? He attracted the University of Transportation to his village. That's Amechi. Yes. Whether that's taken off, we don't even know. The one in Daura has taken off already. Then he said he was going to do the Eastern Corridor, Port Harcourt to Maiduguri line. Nothing has been done about it at all. But he's done so much for Niger and Maradi and other kind of places. Because so he has not really done much in Rivers State, and that's why he's had problems with the Rivers State people, the some people. And I think that's what Wike is bringing up. But you see, this thing is the back and forth. But it all plays into the whole politics of 2023 election. Now, Amechi is of the APC. Wike is being wooed by the APC. Now, how do you say something uncomplimentary about somebody in the APC who is a major figure in the sense that he has allies in the north, including the president, who are very close to him? So you ask yourself, is Wike going to the APC in the end? Definitely not.
Interesting analysis there. We have few minutes to go. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903. You've been listening to the front page review of our newspapers. Remember that you can go to YouTube and subscribe to our channels there and join our community. We have a conversation, a beautiful conversation going on YouTube, and it's really, really active there. So we encourage you that you go to YouTube. It's Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Now we're going to take this call. This is our last call for today. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Okay, you have less than a minute.
Yeah. I'm Kenneth from Surulere.
Okay, welcome, Mr. Kenneth. Good
I want to quickly speak to the withdrawal of the pension fund.
Okay, yes.
Actually, is a double loss or triple loss to Nigeria. Number one, majority of people withdrawing their pension are people who are in the concept of Japan. They have gone. They've resigned from one job or the other. They are withdrawing even what's supposed to remain here as a proof of fund for where they are traveling to or to go and invest there. Then some people are losing their job. Also, they are withdrawing. At the end of the day, the system is collapsing, both in workforce, in resources, and in manpower. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much for your contribution this morning. On that note, we've come to the end of the show this morning. A big thank you to you for being part of the program, for always calling in. We really appreciate you, and a special thanks go to Obed Awowede for always coming through every morning.
My pleasure.
And to Rufal Seni, thank you. Everybody that has called, thank you. Our YouTube family, Carol C, Etikobaicom, thank you. Austin, thank you. Jacob, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for being part of the program. This is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Now you have a voice. Coming up next at 8 o'clock is Ogendigo. My name is Mary.